Got the warning, hear the whispers in the night. Shadow ghost on the hunt, ready for a fight. Hunting visions can't escape the curse. Feel the pressure, man, it only gets worse. Shadow ghost, you can't take my throne. I'm standing tall, won't stand alone. Through the darkness, I light the way. I'm the warrior, ready for the fray. I'm the warrior, ready for the fray. I'm the warrior, ready for the fray. Ready for the fray. Every step that I take, I can sense it near. Watching me closely, feeding on my fear. A phantom presence, lurking in the mist. Gotta stay sharp, can't afford to resist. Run or hide, can't deny the source. With every breath you can feel the force. Shadow ghost, you can't take my throne. I'm standing tall, won't stand alone. Through the darkness I light the way. I'm the warrior, ready for the fray. Run or hide, can't deny the source. With every breath you can feel the force.
What's up, everybody? I hope everybody is doing good. Welcome to Coffee with a Ghost. I am Shadow Ghost, your host for this evening. And let me just start off right off the bat by saying Happy New Year's. I hope everybody is having a great New Year so far. I hope everything is going good in your world. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about it this evening. So, just in the chat real quick, I want to make sure that we are getting good audio today, and just if anybody could let me know in there, I'd really appreciate it so we can adjust it if need be. So, with that being said, I'm so glad you guys joined us. We have so many things to talk about, starting off the new year, seeing how things are going, and, here we go. Let's see who's in the chat right now. Jaw, what's going on, brother? Happy New Year to you. Oh, Squirrely Nuts, thank you for joining in. Cutter Airsoft looks like he's jumped into the page. Well, there are some things to announce. Hopefully more people will jump in and we get to talk about this, but we got some things going on here at the Haunted House, and we have some projects that we didn't really want to get out there and push yet till the new year. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. Young Ones, good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year to you too, sir. Happy New Year's. So with that being said, those a couple new projects. One of them we want to talk about is a giveaway. Yes, that's right. We're going to do our first ever giveaway here at the Haunted House. So this is how this is going to work here on Coffee with a Ghost and Haunted House Entertainment. We're wanting to get this page up and boosting a little bit more. So at 100, that's right, 100 followers or subscribers, we are going to do a giveaway. Now, how that's going to work is I have already talked to them. I'm going to buy a mystery box, a pistol mystery box from Team Shadow Airsoft. From there, whatever that mystery box pistol is that we open here on Coffee with a Ghost, at 100 subscribers, we're going to give that pistol away to one of you guys absolutely free. That's right, completely off the board, free for us to say thank you for being supportive. We've had a great year. It's been fun. I had no clue I was going to get into doing this kind of thing. So as a thank you, that's what our way of saying thank you. So let's get those up to 100, those follows and subscribers, as high as we can get them. Share this page, because as soon as we do, we're going to be doing something for you guys and giving something away. What's going on, Crazy Jason? It's great to hear you. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but we are announcing our first ever Shadow Ghost giveaway. So with Team Shadow Airsoft, we're going to purchase that mystery box again from them. If you've not been over there to check out their site, teamshadowairsoft.com. They are an amazing site. I happen to be a team member, but that is not the only reason I am going with Team Shadow Airsoft. I think they have some really cool mystery boxes, and not a lot of people have done a lot with it. And I'm kind of going, maybe it's time we break the ice on that. Let's get it out there. So what we're going to do, when you get 100 on this page, and we have 100 subscribers, we're going to go off. We're going to order that box. We're going to get it here on the page, and we're going to do a show unboxing it. Whatever that pistol is that comes in that box is what we're going to give away. But I feel like that's not enough. I don't think it's enough for you guys out there that have supported so hardcore for this year. So what we're going to do, and I've already talked to him about this, he's in here right now. Hey, Team Shadow Airsoft, I was just talking about you. Yeah, just talking about you. So, what we're going to do once we get that mystery pistol box from Team Shadow Airsoft, we're going to walk over to Cutter. And we're going to go over to Cutter Airsoft. And I'm going to go cutterize this thing before we send it out to one of these people. And he's already talked about it. He's agreed to it. Me and him have come to that. We're going to get this set up for you guys. But first, we got to get up to 100 subscribers before we can even take that next step. So really hope you guys support with that giveaway. I want to give you guys a badass pistol. I want to get one out there. So let's get that up to 100. All right, with moving on, if you've not already, for some odd reason, please hit that like and follow button. That is the best way for us to know we're doing things right here, and it's also the best way for you to get notified when we have new content that's coming out. So, to the new people that have joined in, Happy New Year's again to everybody. I can't wait for this show. It's going to be actually kind of one of my more fun ones. I had to come up with something creative. We didn't know if we were going to do a show on New Year's. I kind of wondered if you guys, wanted to do a live show on New Year's Eve. I didn't know how many of you would be out there having fun, partying, but we put a poll out there. It was 100% across the board that you guys wanted us tonight, so I had to come up with something. So here's what we came up with. New Year's resolutions involving Airsoft. Now, you might be going, Ghost, New Year's resolutions, Airsoft, how's that? I actually sat down and kind of thought about this, and there is some pretty neat ways where you can either improve your Airsoft hobby or game, or you could maybe further what you're doing, or stuff like that. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about that today. And if you guys have any, after you start hearing a couple of mine that you want to post in the chat, please put it out there. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Maybe it's something other people might want to pick up and try too. I am a believer in New Year's resolutions, even though somebody was once telling me statistically it's like 70-something% of New Year's resolutions don't work out. To me, it's not about that. To me, it's about having that mindset of furthering and moving to the next level, which is the ultimate goal of any success, is to always look at wherever you're at and go, how do I get to the next step? So to me, New Year's resolution is a great time to look in the mirror and go, how can I do something better? And there's always a way to do it in Airsoft. I love that about this hobby. I dare you to show me the perfect Airsofter. I will scoff at you. I will laugh. I will laugh tremendously at you. Because it's just not there. There's always a way to improve your game. There's always a way to have more fun with it. There's always something that you want more out of the hobby. So let's talk about that for the year coming up, 2025. I appreciate that, Jason. I don't know if you noticed what patch I happen to have on there, Jason, this evening. Or Mr. Squirrel Team 6 members there. Yes. Big shout out to Mrs. Ghost. I don't know if she's on here this evening. She is kind of working at the same time. But she got me this new uniform. I love it. It's quite nice, quite comfortable. Yes. So, let's get into the first New Year's resolution, at least that I came up with. For myself, I've heard a little bit of it talking about on other people's YouTube pages. I think I've mentioned a little bit here. But I'm going to dive much more into it tonight as far as one of my New Year's resolution. I know Squirrel from Squirrely Nuts Airsoft has talked about this directly. I know he's brought it up. If you go to his Discord, which I suggest anybody, please, check out our Discord. We do have a link in the early part of the chat. I'll be posting more of them as we go. Also, I think I could do that while we're talking. Alrighty, there is my Discord, which is a fun little place to go talk and hang out. And you can check out the haunted house and sections like Ask a Ghost, where you can ask me questions. Be good, Jack. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Y'all be good. So, go in there, check out the Discord. I love to talk to people, meet new people, talk about Airsoft on there, and all the other crazy nerdy stuff that we get onto on that Discord page. But I digress. Back to Squirrely Nuts. Squirrely Nuts Airsoft has talked about something that is actually something I'm looking at as a resolution for myself this year. He puts hints and helps with this subject matter actually on his Discord page, so I encourage you to check it out. But that is hitting the gym, becoming more physically in shape. Now, I personally am not a person that's very, I guess what you would say, out of shape. At my age group, I guess I rated pretty well in shape. but I always know there can be more improvement. And the game of airsoft can keep up and sneak up on you. One, conditioning. Being able to carry the gear that you carry, especially if you're trying to go into more mil-sim games, can get a little bit heavier. I'm not saying realistic weights. That is a little bit difference in weight classes there. But it is still some good amount of extra weight that you put on when you have your, vest on and you've got your bag if you're carrying one, or hydration pack if you're carrying that, your helmet, your replica in your hands, all this stuff. It can actually add quite a bit of weight to you. Breathing. People are like, breathing. Well, when you're running around and you're breathing real hard and you're playing a match, that can actually affect your aim quite a bit. So, and as something I've even realized, I've suffered an injury this season. I haven't brought it up very much, at least on the show, but I've knocked my knee around a little bit this year. Luckily, it's nothing severe. Don't worry about ghosts. I'm good, but it has let me know that we all have areas that we can work on. So that is definitely in my New Year's resolution list, is getting back to the gym on a much more regular, consistent basis, I guess you could say. I think it's a big part of work, the 360 of the game. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. I want to finish this splatter, the Airsoft Bill from Fall 4. To become more fit and enjoy that sport. Jaw, those are all great ideas. We'll actually get into airsoft projects here in a second. That's something I wanted to bring up. All right, yeah, see Squirrely? Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to jump on this. This is one of those people that's been encouraging me, and I appreciate that, Squirrely Nuts. To get back into the gym, it's been a little slow game with me. Thank you for having patience. The knee did slow that down a little bit, but I think it's definitely in my New Year's resolutions out there I think airsoft should be looked at more of a circle than just like, hobby. Because if you don't pay attention to that, injuries can happen, and I think it does affect your overall game if you're not in shape. Hello, Natty Adventures Rusty. It's good to see you, Mr. Rusty. Welcome to the show. We are talking about New Year's resolutions tonight involving airsoft, so if you have one, please throw it in there. All right, so now to my next one. I think, working out again is a great one, but it's not for everybody. I think when you're looking at airsoft, you have two types of events. You have your local fun events, which are awesome. I love my local fields. I will support them all day long. There are two I will say right here on my page, any day of the week, because they're local to me. CIA in Tampa and Black Tiger Airsoft. I believe that's Bradenton, or Plant City. I don't go out there very often towards that area. I believe that is Plant City. If somebody happens to be on here, I believe if Cutter's on here, he'd be able to tell in the chat exactly where they're located. I love those type of events. And then you have big, what I like to call major events. I this year am lucky enough to say that I have been to one really good major event, Shadowlands in Charleston, Airsoft Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. And I'm also heading up to Sheboygan for an event in April with Squirrel Team 6, and it's going to be played at what they call the Asylum up there. That is going to be a great event. To get more information about that event and what's going on with that, please go check out Squirrel Team 6 again and Squirrely Nuts Airsoft. It's funny, I'm bringing you up a lot this evening. Damn, you had a lot going on. So, with that being said, that's two events for me, luckily, in what I like to call my airsoft season. So one of my resolutions is next year to try to hit 3 major events and a lot more local events, a lot more appearances. Going out to events is not easy for everybody. It can be difficult. It can be expensive, housing, entry fee, where to play, all that kind of stuff, but it can be saved up, it can be done, and look for major events in your area too. Sometimes it'll surprise you. I had no idea how many were actually always going on around me behind the scenes in Florida than just actually very recently when somebody reached out and it was like, whoa, there is so much going on. So I'm hoping to hit some more events, and I can definitely say I think that's one of the more fun parts of airsoft. I think it's something neat out there to continue doing. And especially if you're like me and you like to play with a team, it's really good to meet up with everybody and get out there and play. Shadowlands was the one event I've been to so far this year, and 100% worth it. It is being talked about again in September. I don't know if the dates have been completely concreted in about when Shadowlands will happen this coming up 2025. But if you are in anywhere near the Charleston, South Carolina area, look into that one. It is hosted by TSA. I enjoyed it immensely. I was a commander first time I got the chance to do that, and it definitely kind of concreted me into going, I want to go to more major events. So that's definitely on my New Year's Airsoft resolutions this year. Now let's see what it is. Alright, I'm reviewing the chat real quick. If you guys do have questions for me specifically, please put a Q in front of it. It does help me when reading through the chats. No, okay, there we go. Team Shadow said no concrete dates yet. See, another reason to be going over and checking out TeamShadowAirsoft.com, because I promise you, Shadow Dragon will get those dates out as soon as he can. Even if the dates aren't out yet, I don't know if a lot of people have checked this out. Go read the backstories on this event. I swear this stuff could be made into a freaking post-apocalyptic sci-fi book. It is so much fun, and that adds so much more to the event. It really does. And then, like I said, in April, I'm going to be heading out to Sheboygan and playing out there with School Team 6, which I'm a very proud member of. That is going to be a fun event. If you are around Team Shrubbery or any of that, or want to be a member and haven't joined on Discord, please jump over and check out his Discord. Great spot. That's where it's going to be a meetup. So that is definitely a big part of my New Year's Airsoft resolution, is to hit at least 3 major events next year. And quite a bit more local small events. I feel like I could be paying a little bit more attention and a little bit more support to my local fields. I think that's something we all could work a little bit more on. If you have one around you, don't take it for granted. There are several people that I know that have to drive several hours to get to an airsoft field. Several hours. And if airsofters do not, especially in my opinion, in the coming up 2025 year, come together and start supporting our local smaller fields, not just going to these big major milsims, which I completely love. Big events, as you just heard me talk about. I am not dissing going to those. But if more of us actually put a little bit more effort into supporting the local smaller fields, I think we're not going to see as much closing down as happened. I have seen a few places that have not made it. You know, it's tight for everybody these days, guys. So don't take for granted any local small field. So that's definitely part of mine, is to figure out a way to get out there and contribute and support those fields more. I have recently seen something happen with Black Tiger Airsoft, where one of their members, their staff there needed some help with a animal issue. I'm not going to get into it and put Black Tiger stuff, but they did a giveaway there. It was amazing to turn out, and it showed me that what airsoft can actually do if you really get out there and push the community. But I wish we did it more all the time, instead of just when it's 100% needed. You know, they're doing their best to keep fields out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, let's see. Alrighty, so moving on to another airsoft resolution for myself. I want to have more complete loadouts. Now, I'm curious on how people feel about this on here. Right now, currently, I have 1 complete loadout and almost a 2nd complete loadout. I'd like to at least have a 3rd different complete loadout. Now, my reasoning behind this is different events require different uniforms, different colors. And I think it's neat to be able to change that out and to change possibly the replica that you're carrying. I'm just curious how everybody else says on that, you know, how they feel about it. Because I definitely think it's something to strive for. Because then when you're walking in, it's like, oh, well, we have you on the tan team. Not a problem. Tan loadout. Let's go. Oh, we got you on the black team. Not a problem. Got a black loadout or urban loadout. Not a problem. Oh, we got you a green. I just think it makes a more well-rounded airsoft player when they approach the game. Now, here's the thing. Do you change out your replica for each loadout, or do you keep the same replica? How do you guys feel about that? I'm just kind of curious about that. Coffee break. That's a good point, Squirrely. Making your loadouts being modular. I can definitely agree with that. I mean, I definitely look at it that way. Different loadouts, different game style. Good point, Jason. See, that's kind of, I think, some ways sometimes how I'm gonna kind of base mine out. I think maybe some of the loadouts I'm gonna have different ones that can go with that different loadout. Because who knows, you got a CQB situation and I'm in my black loadout. I could see, making it where I could carry something a little bit more smaller, subcompact with it. Um, but I definitely think having more than one loadout is something at least I want to strive for. I've seen a lot of guys go very hard into very one load. And then it's like, well, that's cool. And I completely get it. Deck it out. But is that where you're going to slow down at? Oh, and with that being said, I want to add a couple more rifles to my collection this year. There's a few out there I've been checking out. A few different styles that Ghost hasn't played Airsoft with, per se, myself, that I've been looking at adding to it, which could get to that loadout thing right there. So, you know, most PCI, I can swap voice cards to change with primaries and secondaries. See, that's very smart. I like the ability, especially in a quick situation where I can switch out, because you never know when you walk into something you might thought, man, I'm going in with my M4. I think that's what I want to go with today. And all of a sudden it's like, maybe not as best as I thought. Maybe I need to pick up the MP9. So I completely get that, especially when it comes to switching where your sidearm is at. Interesting enough, in outdoor games, I like to keep my sidearm near my hip or down on my drop leg. If I know we're playing more of a CQB environment, I like to keep it in a chest. A lot of people look at me funny with that one, but I like the ability to draw from a chest and go right to position. A lot of different styles live from the inputs, and having a modular system does directly help with that. I totally agree. Well, modular, but it's crazy and something custom that no one else has done. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yep, I have to stay right now. Let's just get into it. This was another Airsoft resolution for myself. You've heard me say it on this page before, on the show. I'll say it again. I'm not a tech guy. Nope. You want strategies? I'm your guy. You want tactics? I'm here all day long. You want the history of why an Airsoft replica is what it is? I'm here. I'm more than happy to talk about all of that. As you can see the library behind me, I'm a very studious ghost. I take my time in the everlasting ghost world that I live in and try to gain as much information and knowledge as I can. But teching has not been something that, except for being lucky enough to hang out with some really smart individuals and some great techers out there and get to listen to them, which, by the way, if you're into teching, that's where to start. Learn to go and open your ears. I'm telling you, if you do that right there, around a lot of these Airsoft techers, you will learn so much, and they'll actually respect you more for it. But I, as one of my resolutions, want to learn how to tech a little bit more. I'm going to jump a little bit more into it this year, especially when it comes to O-rings and magazines and pistols and clips and things of that nature, seals. It's something I think it could help me contribute to my team, which we'll get into a second. Another Airsoft resolution there. Yes, Cutter, you take care of the teching. That is completely true. As far as the Florida group or Florida Ghost Squad, per se, my team, Cutter is definitely my tech guy. But with that being said, I would like to be able to sometimes take a little bit of the load off of Cutter, per se, and be able to help out a little bit more, or even understand a little bit more of what's going on with my stuff, without being a tech or completely understanding the gears and how everything works and why this barrel is better than that barrel or all that kind of stuff. You kind of have to learn it. This is a learning curve when it comes to teching in our world. And Jaw, I want to give you commence. I've been watching it on the Discord. I'm giving a big shout out to you. You are doing something that I find one of the most awesome things of Airsoft. To take something that you've seen from a movie or a video game or from fantasy, comic books, graphic novels, whatever, and to come into Airsoft and to create that replica, I think is one of the best parts of Airsoft. I commend you for doing it. I can't wait to see your AK from Fallout when it comes out. Continue the teching. If I give you any assignment from Ghost as a New Year's Airsoft resolution for you, Sir Jaw, is to continue teching, continue learning. There's so much out there, and I promise you will not cap out on this. There are guys right now that I know that are incredible techers that will be the first ones to tell you they still learn new stuff every single time they open up a replica. So keep it up, buddy. And it is, of course, as I just said, one of Ghost's New Year's resolutions is to get a little bit more techy and more tech savvy when it comes to replicas this year. Alright, I'm checking the chat real quick. You're not wrong, Jason. That was actually, I think, in a weird way, and I love Cutter. He's been awesome with, being kind of like that big brother looking down at me going, alright, let me explain it for the fourth time. When it comes to lessons with teching, and I think in a way, I'm not going to say I took it for granted, but it has made it definitely easier on me than some others where I could go and just walk in the door and go, Cutter, fix it. I'm not gonna lie, that is, it does help, but yeah, and I get a good laugh when I see other people doing it, but man, I've learned so much from you guys because of Cutter introducing me to other techs, and I just shut up and listen. It's a mountain of information to gather if you just listen to what's going across the wind. I've been learning about HPA on multi-platforms. See, Rusty, that is awesome. Eventually, I would like to learn more about HPA. HPA seems to be, for at least me, that over the mountain side of Airsoft where I just haven't jumped into yet. The cost effectiveness is a definitely different ballpark from AEG or gas blowback over to HPA. But I have been watching a lot of HP replicas out there that have caught my attention, and I'm going, especially for realistic feel, to look pretty cool. But it's definitely something I'd have to learn a lot more before I actually got fully into the HPA world. I have yet to break one there, Mr. Crazy Jason. No, don't put that curse on Ghost. I have enough curses in my existence. No, sir, I have actually been pretty good at not breaking any of my replicas. Real funny story. When I got into Airsoft and Cutter took me out. Yes, Cutter was the person who introduced me into the world of Airsoft as far as going out and having fun and playing. I did not have an Airsoft gun. I walked into a shop and I was a new Airsoft buyer and bought the first, of course, 1911 that I've seen. Yeah. Did not really know what I was getting into. At least I did not buy a Springer. I want to point that out right now. I did not buy a Springer. It was green gas. I'll give it credit, but I'm not going to say the company because I'm not going to bash them or where I purchased it. Let's just say I hadn't seen Cutter laugh in a long time when I showed up with it. So the first time heading out to the field, Cutter actually took something off his wall and handed it to me. So to be honest, it was probably one of the most nerving feelings I had ever had walking out onto the field with that type of replica in my hands going, oh my God, I don't want to break something. I don't want to chip something off. I scratched this thing the wrong way. I don't know if I've held a replica like that ever after that point. It was almost a sigh of relief when I got my first Airsoft good rifle replica, because then I could go, okay, Cutter, I'm taking mine out to the field. I don't want to break one of yours. But so far, I have not had a break yet. HPA is way easier than AEG in a lot of cases, especially since you don't have the shimmy gears. Oh, okay. I will definitely have to remember that. Thank you for the advice, Rusty. I appreciate it. Oh, alrighty. So with that, continuing on, going to more things that this isn't necessarily one of my resolutions, but I could see where it could be for other people, is to study more tactics. I've, interesting enough, been out of the field a few times lately, and I keep hearing like, well, I've seen this done this way in this movie, or I've seen this done this way. Guys, go back to basics. There's nothing wrong with it. Ghost goes back to basics in my personal training all the time. That is where we all start. It's where we all begin. I am not dissing anybody that goes out and plays Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever video game you like. They're cool. They're great. But when you're out there physically doing something, it can be a different spectrum. And when you start quoting movements or things like that, or you're trying to give directions to other airsoft players, I've actually had this happen to me on the field, or somebody looked at me and goes, wheel right with a flank left. Now gather that information. Wheel right with a flank left. I have no idea what that individual is trying to tell me. I served 10.5 years in the military, and I have never once heard that command. Forgive him. That was something new. So again, if you're going to come out and you're playing, I'm not downgrading anybody. I'm encouraging you to go out and learn some better lingo, better hand signs. There are actually what we call the Army basic sign language hand signs, stop, things like that. We'll get into that later on my page in a different episode. But go and study this stuff. There's nothing wrong with, again, going back to the basics. I do it all the time. I go to the basics and work myself way up to the advanced stuff and training, and then do it over again. And I keep doing this, and all it does is concrete better that knowledge in my head, so it's now second nature instead of me having to think and process it onto the field. I suggest this for anybody who is, one, new to the sport, or two, just honestly anybody. And, I don't care how advanced you think you are. There's nothing wrong with going back to the basics and reworking on your fundamentals. Everything from how to hold your airsoft replica, proper breathing techniques, to how to move, cover, move, how to do suppressive fire so somebody else can move, what a proper squad movement looks like. Go back and learn your basics again. There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody else, if you know. Cutter's asking if that was when someone asked you if you had a cutter gun. Yes, that was the same incident. To answer what he's talking about in the live chat, I don't know if anybody caught that. Had a great day that day. Actually got to command my own squad of minions that I found on the field with a little bit of else, but it's my favorite kind of airsoft is when little kids get together and they're like all listening and running together, and it's airsoft at its purest, baby. I love it. But anyways, I got some good shots that day. Yeah, that was also my first day that I got a melee kill. Yeah, I discovered a lot of neat things about airsoft that day. But as I was leaving the field, one of the guys that I remember I got a hit on came up and he was asking me about the rifle, and he's like, "Is that a cutter? A cutter rifle?" And I said, "You mean cutter airsoft?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's I didn't catch it at the time, but he's a little gruff about it. And I was like, yeah, it is. And he's like, figures. And he walks off. And I'm like, interesting. I thought he was just trying to figure out where to get one, maybe himself, because, well, cutter airsoft rifles are kind of known for their accuracy and, well, for their battlefield technique. And as I went and talked to Cutter later about it, we realized it wasn't a compliment. He didn't like being hit by the cutter airsoft rifle. So, yeah, needless to say, as I was saying before, I definitely did not want to break one of Cutter's babies out there on the airsoft field. But so far, I've yet to break any of his or mine At least beyond repairable. Easy repairable, so. uh, all right, well, with moving on, is anybody out there in the chat just curious, have any airsoft resolutions that they plan on making this year? I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to see what you guys plan for the year in airsoft. I've got lots of things going on we're going to get into here in a second. So just curious out there, what you guys might have planned. All right, with that being said, my other plan with airsoft this year is to drop a lot more out of the haunted house studio content to you guys. We want to get more out in the field. We want to meet more of you. The ones I haven't met. There's several out here I have. So, we want to interact with you guys more in the community and get more videos and stuff out there. So if there's an event that you guys hear about and you want to see Shadow Ghost at it, or somebody else in the grander group that we have, and it's within reason of travel, please let us know here or let us know on the Discord. We are really looking to try to get out there and be more involved with you guys in the community. I think that's the biggest part of airsoft, is being in the community. So we're going to get more out there this year. We're going to do a little bit more out in the field filming. Let's see what we got here. Someone asked if I'll get on at least once a month. My resolution. That is a cool resolution. That can be hard for a lot of people, Team Shadow Airsoft. I've even had that issue this year. I was hoping to be at least a couple times a month. And there's been a couple months where I just haven't been able to get out to the field, either because, like I mentioned earlier, the knee injury, family things that go on, business. But that is an awesome resolution. I totally encourage that. I think that's cool. Channel resolution, make more shorts. You see, that's another one that me too, Squirrely Nuts Airsoft, I have to work on more myself, is making more shorts, and that definitely should be added to also my list of things that I can improve on this year, definitely. And videos and the patch raffle, cutter back. See, that's why I didn't ever ask you directly, Cutter, because it feels like your whole year's already been planned out. It's not so much resolutions with you as a calendar with a schedule. At this point, brother, if you keep continuing, you might have to hire a secretary. Just saying. You got a lot going on, man. That's a lot when Ghost says you have a lot going on. Visit Bella Hack during summer vacation because now, Jaw. That is the pilgrimage. We've all talked about airsoft and going to Bella Hack. Bella Hack is definitely one that's on my list to go to. Weird enough, I lived in Virginia and still didn't get over to Bella Hack, and I'm so disappointed. Sorry, it'll take a moment to it. But I will fix this. I am going to go make a pilgrimage to Bella Hack myself. That might be my third big event next year. Not officially announcing that yet. I'm not, if anybody's associated to Bell Hack and they're like, hey, Shadow Ghost just said he's got, hey, calm down. I am not officially announcing that one. The only two I have officially announced that I know I will be at for the year 2025 is in Sheboygan and at Shadowlands. No matter what date Shadowlands happens, your boy Ghost is going to be there. That's a concrete, I'm going to be at that one. So, I would love to make it to Bell Hack. If you get to go, Jaw, you got to take some photos, man. Better get some photos out there, because Bell Hack is, I want to play that place so bad. Again, I think it's almost like an airsoft pilgrimage. We all want to get to Bell Hack. Need more patches out of leather. Yes, Jason the patch guy. If you guys have not seen my pretty patch there, we'll try to get in the camera a little bit of it. That is from Crazy Jason. You see there on the page right now, talking to you guys. He is patch extraordinaire, especially if you like the leather styles. So if you are looking for patches for anything like that, please hit my boy Crazy Jason up. Talk to him. He is always around and more willing to talk about artistic ideas when it comes to patches. We are in works right now on a Shadow Ghost patch. Not pushing too much information on that yet. We're about to talk about another Airsoft resolution for me. International Golf Side. So it's kind of funny Jason brought that up. My next one, and might be my final to talk about tonight, is, well, it's been asked. Where can you guys find stuff with some of my logos and some of my stuff on it? Which has surprised the heck out of me. I'll be honest, when I came up with saying, get your ghost on, it was on a complete whim. Coffee with the Ghost, again, was something I was like, why not? I love coffee. Ghost was a nickname I inherited from the military, if anybody's curious. So, with that being said, we're working really hard on this. Not just myself, but lots of people involved with the haunted house have been working really hard on this. And one of my New Year's resolutions is to have our official webpage up and running, hopefully by next month. That's right. Coffee with the Ghost is getting its own website. Yes, you will be able to go there. It will be a great way to support the page, to support lots of different nonprofit organizations that we're looking and talking into right now. We'll announce more of that as the page gets closer to open. But you'll find lots of your Shadow Ghost products. Everything from coffee cups to t-shirts, hats that say everything from Coffee with the Ghost to Get Your Ghost On. And the other part of that announcement is Mrs. Ghost came to me. And when the website idea with the store being attached to it came up, she goes, I want to support Airsoft and I like Airsoft. Why is everything got to be so dark? Why can't there be some more stuff for girls? And, I looked around and, well, gentlemen, she was right. As much as I admit it, she's kind of right. She's kind of right. So, with that being said, for all you ladies out there that might be interested in Shadow Ghost merchandise, Mrs. Ghost has one and has her own line of stuff that will be opening at the same time on the webpage called Mrs. Ghost. Mrs. Ghost lineup has more things like pink and purpley colors and white, and a lot of neat items just for you girls like jammies, leggings, stuff like that. She runs that lineup. So with that being said, that is new things for us, and one of my resolutions is to get that completely up and running and out there to all you guys. So please keep an ear down to that and check out when that nice and pops open. Alright, pink multicam. It has been brought up. I've looked out there. There are some pink multicams. So far, it is not going to be on our site directly yet, but it is being talked about. So it's a neat idea. One day somewhere, when probably at a random trip, we're planning on the West Coast and the beach. Jaw, you never know. We are going to be traveling, as I mentioned earlier with the show. We are going to be doing our best to get out there more and more to the fields and doing meets and seeing you guys and hopefully getting to play some games with more people out there. I think it is definitely a big part of it, and I would love to meet you guys and meet you and other people I haven't met, on here. I think it's pretty cool. That's one of the neat things about Airsoft, and I'm always willing to play a round of Airsoft. I'm always down to go pew pew. So, like I said, if you have events that are in your area that are reasonable within travel for us, and we'll see what we can do. And, we're definitely going to be planning more out in that sense in 2025. All right. Well, with that being said, let me, just in case really quick, if you have not hit that like and follow button down there, please, it's just right there at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you guys do that. Feel free to share. Help support it. As I said earlier, let's get it up to 100. If we get up to 100, we're going to do a giveaway. And that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see how that works out. Of course, it is a mystery box from TSA, so I have personally no idea when I order this box from them what will be coming in as a pistol. I can't wait to review that, check that out, and then I can't wait to take that thing over to Cutter Airsoft and get it and get it out to one of you guys. It is our way here of showing support, but we got to get that up to 100 likes, and as we go, we're going to keep doing more giveaways, and they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you guys are going to get more cool stuff. So, that's kind of our goal here. We're going to be back here again next Tuesday, 9 p.m., talking Airsoft with you guys and coffee. And yes, Ghost does have his cup of coffee here. Reasonable for us could be different for other people. That is so true, Crazy Jason. I'm not gonna lie, I'm willing to travel for Airsoft, but I can't do that all the time. I'm big, amounts. Reasonable budget. See, Cutter gets it. Cutter gets it. He understands what I'm saying. Yeah. Ghost ain't a rich ghost, guys. I can only do so much. So, if I can get out there and it's reasonable for me to get to your event, I am more than happy to try to get out there to you guys. And Ghost will hang out. Ghost will chill. We will talk Airsoft. We will go pew. And who knows, maybe win a few games. I like playing Airsoft. That's all I can say, man. I just like playing Airsoft. Alright. With that being said, I posted a link to the Discord there. It is a great way to get a hold of me. It's a great way to, as I've said before, ask me questions if you have some out there. If you have show ideas, feel free to stop by. It's also where we go to talk Airsoft stuff after here, and we get a little nerdy. A lot of times you'll find a lot of our people there. So, with that being said, I hope everybody out there. Hold on, let's get a little serious here. It's early in the evening. It is New Year's. So please, if you're going out this evening, be safe. Do not drink and drive. Call a cab, call an Uber, call a family member, do whatever you have to, but please do not drive intoxicated. I'm going to say intoxicated because there's different things that you can become intoxicated on. It is great to celebrate New Year's, but please be safe while doing that. Now, show love to each other, as I always try to tell everybody. And I hope you have a great evening and a great beginning to your New Year's to you and all your friends and family out there. Till next time, as I like to always tell you guys, don't forget,